I've been given 1 Peter 4, 9-10 to speak about this morning. I'm reading from the New Living Translation. Cheerfully share your home with those who need a meal or a place to stay. God has given each of you a gift from his great variety of gifts, spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. I grew up in a busy, hospitable house. I loved that. We often had people to stay, people for tea, people just dropping in to have a coffee and a chat. This has really impacted me. Our house is often busy with people eating biscuits, drinking tea and sometimes gin. My upbringing has made me who I am, and I really appreciate that. I know that God has given me a love for people, which makes me want to be hospitable and to give what I can to the people around me. God has given me life, peace, hope, and so much more, and I want to share that through practical ways in any way I can. In this translation, it mentions cheerfully. In other translations, it mentions without grumbling. I must admit, I do sometimes grumble, but it's usually because I've been too busy. My friends who know me well will say that I'm still learning about my capacity. Martha, in Luke 12, grumbled. She missed what Jesus wanted her to do. If I'm too busy, I often miss opportunities that God has placed in front of me. These opportunities are sometimes with my friends and my family. I'm learning to listen to God, to make space to hear what he wants me to do. How I should spend my days, and whom I should spend time with, and how I should show love, and how I should serve them. I know that Jesus loved people and had a heart for serving. I want to be hospitable because I want to demonstrate God's love to people around me. Jesus said he came not to be served, but to serve. And I want to be like this too, so I practice it. Sometimes this doesn't come naturally, and a friend of mine has written down a short testimony for me to share about something that God has done in this area of hospitality in her life. A lady at church approached me who I'd never really spoken to before, even though I'd been in the same church for years. She said that she saw that I was a real hostess and wanted to encourage me. I was always having people around my house and loved opening up my home to everyone. I laughed with friends about this afterwards because it wasn't really true. While I love socialising and spending time with friends, I've often struggled in the past having lots of people in my house. Both myself and my husband are perfectionists, and I always think we put lots of pressure on ourselves, having people over, everything has to be perfect. We've both got better at it and relaxed a little, lessened our expectation, sometimes having takeaways and barbecues, not always needing to put a big dinner on. It was a few years later that my friend remembered this and now realises that this has come true. God can change our hearts and give us gifts that we need so that we can use them. In this current lockdown, I need to be creative in the way that I show hospitality to others. I am praying that God will use me and help me to listen to him. What gifts has God given you? What gifts would you like? Ask God to give you these gifts so we can serve one another well. How can you practice them today?